Wow, welcome today with my friend and colleague, and you're gonna hear so much about it. Both of us. Basically, get ready for this ride.
That's right. All gas, no brakes. We are bringing it to you guys. We're gonna tropic like it's hot. It's Friday.
Exactly.
Let's do this.
Let's exactly.
All right. So our episode today is called Tropic Like It's Hot. Yay! All right. So this is Power Suits in Paradise. Claudia, I am so honored to do this with you. I'm so excited. I think what we're doing is amazing. We're having real talk about the things we love that we're super passionate about, and I'm very blessed to get to be on this journey with you, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I feel the same way, and I'm not just saying it because we're here live. But you've been through part of my journey, and I also want to thank you because you've also been part of helping me grow professionally out in the community. And I think that even as we were having this conversation, when we started this, what sets us apart? I know that there's a lot of podcasts out there, and something a little bit unique and different about this is the fact that we're two moms, two professional women, two women who are so involved in the community. We're passionate about everything that we do. We have amazing circle of friends, and so we have a lot to contribute and to share that I think that a lot of women out there are going to kind of relate, learn from one another, perhaps in the future, contribute to something that we might not know. So I'm really excited about this.
I agree. That's why when we talked about this, I felt that it was something so important to do because people are coming up to us all the time and asking us these questions. And as much as we love to talk to them, I think in this setting, they can actually tune in and really go back and listen to the advice that we have, which is pretty sound. And, along our journeys, we've had to pivot and we've had to do different things, but it's all gotten us here. And we're very blessed. And I can't wait to share this information with all of you. So let's get started.
Yes.
All right. All right. So the purpose of our podcast is to help everyone navigate through what is Miami and what is through philanthropy and being part of boards and being, professionals, motherhood, the challenges that all takes place with, and to keep going.
Yes. And I cannot agree more. Obviously, right now, I am in a different stage in my life where my girls are off to college. But through high school or elementary or middle school, I've been in the professional workforce. I've always been involved in the community. Obviously, maybe not as much as I am now because obviously time, but I've always tried to maneuver, being a cheer mom to, basically running quickly and participating in a homeroom project to running to a board meeting. So it's a lot to, for I feel that women as a whole, we take on so much responsibility, and we carry so much on our shoulders, and we want to succeed in everything that we do. And as a mother, sometimes we question, are we doing enough? Are we giving enough? The same passion and everything that we do with the projects that we're involved. I've always questioned, am I giving enough? Well, now, like I said, I'm in a different stage of my life, but
Right.
throughout, it was very difficult to be in a position where, a lot of moms out there that basically are, and I applaud that. I mean, that they're stay-home moms, and obviously they help our job
That's right.
because they're the ones putting together the projects, and
Those room moms.
and exactly, and collecting for different parties and events and whatnot that unfortunately I didn't have the time to do that.
I hear you. I was never the cupcake mom. I was the Publix cupcake mom. I'm running to Publix before they close at 10 o'clock at night, looking at the lady in the bakery. Please, I need cupcakes for birthday party tomorrow. But I appreciate those moms that do that, and they're amazing. And we just can't without them. We're gaslit. We're running 100 miles an hour, and we still want to be a part because that's important to our kids. Those core memories are always there. But yeah, it's being a professional and every day on that grind and just working hard. It's hard to do that, but it's good to have balance and it's good to have a village. And I really do think it takes a village.
Yeah, I agree. I could not agree more in that. Even now, fast forwarding, that most people always ask me, how do you do it? How are you in so many events? How do you sit in so many boards? How do you have time to like contribute to the to everything that we do in the community? How do I get involved?
Right.
A lot of times people feel like, oh, you go to so many lunches and dinners and galas and whatnot. Yes, it's great, but it's a lot of work.
It is.
It's not just sitting there looking pretty, trying to figure out
right. What dress am I gonna wear tonight.
Exactly. It's basically utilizing those opportunities of being in a luncheon or in a gala to make connections,
right.
to expand on your circle, seeing where those connections can lead you professionally, personally. We all have different things that fulfill us,
right?
So obviously being out there, you kind of start learning a lot about yourself and about what you are passionate about and what you really want to get involved with.
I totally agree. I honestly feel your network is your net worth. And I think that being out there is super important. Not only because, like you said, it's a gala, it's a lunch, it's a breakfast, it's a coffee. No, you're out there having important conversations with people and you're getting to know them on a different basis outside of a business transaction, outside of an office setting. The human component is so important. And those conversations lead someday to something. You're setting, the stone for something bigger. I really do believe that.
I agree. I had the opportunity recently to write an article for the Florida Banking Forum, and it was basically on, the whole thing of Zoom, that, after COVID, it changed so much the way that we conduct business. Thankfully, we're going back to the old ways, right, of that one-on-one. I mean, there's yes, technology is great. Having a meeting via Zoom is great while you're driving, because you obviously
convenient.
It's convenient. You multitask. You're able to sit on these committees and participate, and so it's all great. But there's nothing like the human touch.
I agree. Human component.
Having the coffee, going out to lunch to celebrate someone's birthday, right, stuff like that, because those are the real relationships that you create. Right. Not just sitting on a board, but right, you take it one step further.
And they're moments that lead to opportunities.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Right. Miami is so unique, our whole city. It's a vibe, it's everybody's moving 100 miles an hour. Everybody's going in a different direction, but the community, what is Miami, is incredible. And it's something so special and so unlike anything else that I've ever seen, especially in my travels. Miami is very special. And like we say, we sit on a lot of boards, we sit on a lot of committees, and we do a lot of good work in the community. And I'm always being asked, and I know you are too, so I'd like you to roll us into our next topic, which is how? How?
So, it really takes really one connection, one good connection, to invite you to basically, or think of you, that you can contribute something to a committee or to a board. So that's why the building the relationships is so important. I mean, I'll kind of go back to, when I was putting together my board for the Junior Orange Bowl. I reached out to you,
Right.
and I reached out to my friends, because why not? I want to have my friends
Right.
on my board.
Good people.
So that's what I did. So I had a board basically of friends who happen to be professionals in different fields,
Right.
and we kind of we work together collaboratively, and in one one board kind of leads to another, because people start seeing what you're doing out in the community. Obviously, the greatest tool that we have is social media.
Right.
Obviously, LinkedIn, Instagram. Obviously, as good. Like I always do the contracts, the good and the bad. Social media takes a lot of the personal human touch,
It does.
but it's the fastest way to get the word out.
I agree.
So, putting things on LinkedIn, people seeing what you're doing. Sometimes, it might seem like you're kind of being vain, or you're promoting yourself or highlighting. But at the same token, is basically, listen, I'm doing this, get involved,
Right.
and a lot of the times I get, messages, side messages. Oh, I love to do this. I'm passionate about
Right.
this. I want to help in, breast cancer awareness. I want to sit on, on one of the boards that how do I go about doing that? And half the times are basically done through the like LinkedIn connections. I mean, I get invited to, to events that I, normally wouldn't even think about. And then once I'm there, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I came
Right.
and learned about it. So I mean, that's a good kind of way of getting connected. Sometimes, like I said, even volunteering. Maybe you don't go right in and sit on a board or on a committee, but you're passionate about kids, you're passionate about mentoring. Volunteer your time.
100%. I agree. And I'm going to segue into that. So, when I was a young girl, when I graduated from college, I used to look at these women and I would be like, wow, look at them in their power suits and these purses and these heels. Like, I want to be those women. Like, they are like bad. I want to be them. And I thought to myself, how do I get there? How am I going to get there? No, I'm going to get there. And I went up to those women and I had conversations with those women. One of those women is you. And I made sure to, little by little, engage in conversation with them, get to know them. And by mirroring them and admiring them, I wanted to be one of them. So my message to the girls in their 20s and their 30s is have those conversations, make those relationships, lay that foundation down, and you'll get there. And just, keep at it. Be honest, be consistent, have grace, and have grit. I think all of those things are really important. That will give you victories. And even in times when you're challenged, it'll help you. And it'll remind you, of your foundation and getting there. And I think it's important when you're young to set what it is that you want to do. For example, I knew I wanted to be a mentor. I know I wanted to, work with youth, and I wanted to get them to be the next group of philanthropists, the next group of leaders, engaged in their community. That's what I wanted. That was what I wanted my focus to be. And obviously more important than putting on dresses, and we're really good at that. We're good for a good time. But to me, that is my personal, that's my aha moment. Like, I had one yesterday at Lotus House. We went to their annual Halloween party, and we had some of our Orange Bowl youth ambassadors, or Junior Orange Bowl youth ambassadors there. And, I got to see through Gata, through Annabella, through Dylan, them just on Halloween, a day where they can be doing anything that teenagers do. They went and they gave their time to these children, women and children, and they were stars. And that's what fills my cup.
Yes.
And I know Phil's yours too.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, I'm passionate about many other things as well. But like I said, you mentioned something that's kind of that is powerful is the challenges.
Yeah.
We've all gone through so many challenges, as a mom, because obviously, we all have personal lives. So sometimes you have to go to these events and you have to put this great face, but at home you might be having, whatever issues that might be,
Right.
or I mentioned to you earlier, my girls used to always, tell me, Mom, everyone gets picked up at school and you never picked us up at school. And I used to always tell them, I said, Mom has to work.
Right.
Unfortunately, I would love to, come and pick you up. But so the challenges of time, sometimes, I mean, I never really missed their big things, but those little things that, I would have to always rely, going back to the moms that would videotape and send me what was going on.
Right.
So getting to this point, being a professional, sometimes you have to give up on family time.
Yeah, there's a cost.
So the best thing is later on when they get older that you can involve them in the community things that you do, because obviously you can bring them along, you can invite them. So obviously that changes a little bit.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that, as women, we go through so many challenges. Aside from, let's say we wake up and we're not feeling well.
Right.
But we still have to kind of go out and,
Put
to the world
brave face
and put that, exactly. Or we're going through, like I said, divorces, relationships. I mean, we're all human, we go through, collectively, we go through so many things that are happening.
No puedo.
When your life changes, from your professional, your job changes, your, marital status. I mean, I hate to bring all that.
No, but, it is what it is. That's what we're here for.
But it's all, so, so it's kind of thinking back and saying, okay, how am I going to conquer this? How I'm going to, continue to be me,
right?
Or not lose my identity. That's a really important aspect of it,
especially in this city.
Yes. Because you mentioned, you don't want to be fake. You don't want to be. You want to be real,
right?
And sometimes a lot of women, in order to feel that they have to fit in, they're not real,
right?
I always say, yes, an outfit, our power suits,
right?
Our purse, you might look like $1 million, but if you're not real and real to yourself,
right,
then what are you really bringing to the table? And I think that's really important.
Yeah, I think it's hard. I think that's another good message to the 20 and 30-year-olds is don't lose your authenticity. That's what makes you special. Okay. And it's hard to keep that, but it's so humble, and it's one of the most important things that you can have is, and within your circle, whether it's big or small. And I always tell my kids, in life you have 3 stages of friends, right? You have the leaves. The leaves are around for a season. They come and they go, but they do serve a purpose. And remember, the tree regenerates leaves, so they do come back. Then you have the branches. The branches are those people that it's strong, they're always there, but they're not as solidified as the roots. And the roots of that tree are going to be around you forever, and you can always count on those roots for everything. And I tell that to my kids all the time, and I tell it to, all our young people, and, just remember those roots. But everybody in that tree has a purpose. So
I agree. And having two teenagers, I talk to them all the time, and I always used to tell them when they were young, you're not always going to be included. You're not always going to
Right.
be invited, even as an adult.
Yeah.
Even in this,
And that's hurtful sometimes.
and
But
you're not gonna be included,
Right.
and it's okay.
not everybody's in your clique.
So that's a big message out there. And I know it's it comes with maturity, it comes with experience, it comes with everything that you happen to go through in life. That like I said, I I mean, now I'm at a different stage in my life. My girls are in college, and now I'm finding myself all over again.
And isn't that fun?
Because I mean, I was mom, I was a wife, now I'm me.
I can't
So-
wait to be you, Claudia. I'm waiting. I'm right behind you.
So now, like I said, I am in a stage right now where I'm being more selective
Right.
of who I want to share my time
Of
with.
course.
I am being more selective of what I want to give my valuable time to.
Right.
So that's why sometimes the biggest challenge is saying no, because
Right.
obviously, every organization, everything that you in the community is important. But you have to do what really drives you and what you're passionate about it. So you end up now I'm at a point where, you know what? Thank you so much. I'm very flattered, but I can't.
Right.
Maybe at a later time. But so I've become more selective even of my friends.
Right.
Selective of the circle that
Yeah.
that I associate with. And I'm not saying that I don't talk to everyone.
Right. We
because
got
I
lots of
do.
leaves.
A lot of leaves. But I'm very good at reciprocating, like what I like. I think it's a two-way street.
It is. It really is.
I love the fact that I've developed such a good circle of professional women who we all have each other's back, and it's so great because they're all thinking, oh my God, this person would be perfect for that.
That's right.
And that in itself is such a powerful place to be, that you have that support.
100%.
And like I said, you always have your close-knit friends that are there to kind of like your cheerleaders,
Right.
and those are your branches, which are obviously small in nature, but hey,
Strong.
like I said, it's always good to have, like I said, quality over quantity.
Agreed. Agreed. I couldn't have said it better, my friend. No puedo. Ay, Dios mío. I mean it. That was pretty much what it is. I mean, you gotta keep your circle small. And, be wise with your circle. Because, like you said, you have good days, you have bad days. You have successful days. You have days where you're just in sweatpants and, you're crying and you just need to be picked up and put together, and you reach out to those people, and there's nobody can do that better than them.
Yes. And I kind of want to bring it back to what this whole podcast is going to look like. I know today was more like an introduction of
Right.
who we are, what we kind of bring to the table. But the whole concept of being, I mean, we were given a choice. Do we want to record it and then approve it? Or we
Right.
just go
Let it
out
fly.
there. We want to be raw. We want to talk about things that women go through, that I've gone through, that you've gone through,
That matter.
that are important. Things that sometimes you want to share, but you don't have the audience for
Right.
it. A lot of times, the experiences that we've gone through,
Right.
at least I speak personally, that I use it as a platform to raise awareness. How I went through, how I got there. Because I think that we need to be proud of everything that we do,
Of course.
good, bad. We've all been in tough times. We've all been in challenges. We've all had to deal with, divorces, being single moms, like just so many different angles that I think that, you know, this is a little bit of, where we want to bring to the table, moms with special needs. I can say I'm one of them.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that I don't talk about, because obviously it's something, not that I'm not proud of it,
No, of course.
or I'm ashamed of it. It's just like I said, I want to utilize this platform to be able to really talk about things that are important. And I think that a lot of moms can relate,
Of course.
that they don't have the outlet, or they don't know, like, that they probably say, oh my God, I wish I would have known this. I wish
Right.
somebody would have told me this. So,
Of course.
and it doesn't mean that we know it all, but
We may not know it all, but together we do. Together we do.
Correct. And we have such a great network of people that if we don't know it,
We ask someone.
exactly.
That's right. We'll
So-
find the answer.
So that's why I wanted to kind of bring it back and highlight why this was such an important, when we talked about creating this, it was not so much about who's Claudia and who's Michelle,
Right.
but it was more like, everything that is around us, everyone that's around us, the things that we care about, helping others, that ask, like you said, that ask all these questions of like, how do you do it? Oh my God, how do you go to like 3 and 4 events in one day?
Right.
How do I get involved? How do I network? How do you balance motherhood and your professional?
Right.
But please know that we do cry.
That's right.
We get frustrated.
We wear sweatpants and t-shirts.
So it's not all about,
The glam is on.
The glam. But I do have to say that, if you are going to be photographed quite frequently,
Right.
it puts a lot of stress to always try to find a different outfit. So
Right.
you're not,
Yeah.
a little tidbit
And you know
here.
what? It's fun. Let's face it. Being a girl's fun. Let's not, it's fun. And it's fun to look good with your friends and feel good and have a good time. And let's keep that going.
And we love selfies. We
Yes.
love taking pictures.
Selfies forever. And if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen. Okay?
Exactly.
And,
I agree.
And I don't think it's going back to that, it's being vain or being pushy or, that agenda. I believe that you put things out there with your best intention into the universe and you're going to get that back.
I agree. I am a very spiritual person. I've always shared, very positive. Even when I feel that, maybe the world's crumbling, I'm
Right.
like, you know what? There's a message here, or something that I'm learning that maybe I'm not seeing it at the moment, but somehow it all comes, to light.
Yeah.
And I think we've all been there.
Yeah. And I believe that tough times don't last, but tough people do. And we're resilient.
Yes. So kind of in try to wrap up a little bit of our talk today, we want to send out a message. We want to hear what you guys think. We want to we want to do a call to action. We want to hear, what interests you. What do you want to hear more about?
Yeah. We want to hear your jungle stories. Talk to us about this concrete jungle that is Miami, what interests you, what you want us to talk about, and what you want to hear. And don't forget to use our hashtag, Power Suits in Paradise.
Agreed. Which I have to love this title. I mean, I think it represents everything that we want to bring here to the
It
table.
really does. It really does.
I always have to say thank you to you for being, my partner in this, and always kind of like going along with all the crazy ideas. And I think that, that I think that's a mutual,
100%.
and I always have to kind of go back to thanking going to the community, we wouldn't be here, obviously, because community newspaper,
That's right.
my friendship with Grant Miller, who obviously I harass at every
Love you,
event,
Grant.
because you know what, I mean, I love the fact that he believed in what
Yeah.
we wanted to do, and he said, "Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Make it happen."
That's right.
You know, so I would be remiss if I didn't mention him in our conversation today.
I agree. He's a rock star. And, he's out there in the community doing his thing, and God bless him for that. May he continue to do it.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Love it.